Hello pet parents, Robert Semro here with Zach Skow from Marley's Mutts Dog Rescue. Zach.
Yes, sir.
I am so impressed with all the things you are doing. So important for the pet world, but so important for these wonderful, beautiful creatures that you're saving. How did you get started?
Boy, I got started in dog rescue 6 years ago after being diagnosed with end-stage liver disease. Spent a long time in the hospital, finally got admitted into a transplant program, and the only way I was going to get better was to accrue 6 months of sobriety and become physically well enough to take a transplant. And the way I was able to get out of myself and kind of face life for the first time sober and put one foot in front of the other was by working with the dogs. And we haven't really looked back since. Everything happened organically, kind of unfolded very naturally. Started adding one dog at a time through the Humane Society into Hatchby. And what started with a couple of dogs and myself rehabilitating has become several thousand dogs rehabilitated and adopted, and including myself rehabilitated and kind of reborn. So,
one of the things that is so great about what you and Marley's Mutts are doing is the volunteers. Let's talk about them because they have really stepped forward in a big way.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. When you don't have a shelter, I mean, you're privately funded and you don't have city money, county money, government money, you really need to lean on your foster network and your volunteer base. So what we were able to do with social media is build up, really be vulnerable. I talk about myself, I talk about my disease, I talk about what I've been through, what these individual dogs have been through, and people follow their stories, people follow my story, people appreciate when you open up and when you're honest about life, and that's helped us develop a really kind of militant following. We call them the Mutt Militia, and it's translated into about 50, 60 foster homes and hundreds of volunteers, and we still don't even have a place to put all of our volunteers yet because we don't have a facility. We operate out of my place and then several dozen foster homes. But what it's really done for us is opened up doors everywhere. We have dozens of nonprofit organizations that we work with where we put our dogs to work in a therapy capacity and a service capacity. Really the idea is rescue dogs helping rescue people. That's what
it's a great mission. You're accomplishing it in such a great way. Let's talk about, I know there have been some just almost everybody has a remarkable story that comes through that you guys work with, but yeah, let's highlight a couple of them that just really stick out for you.
Yeah, I mean, we really have, there's too many to discuss, there's too many to talk about, but who we have here with us today is Bubba. And Bubba came from the Sacramento District's Attorney's Office through the Cesar Millan Foundation. His owner, his dad, was just put in jail for 15 years for animal abuse as well as some human charges. It's very difficult to prosecute animal abuse cases, but this motivated district attorney went to work and brought to bear all of the resources that she has and got this guy put away for a long time. Bubba was nearly killed. He's blind in one eye, many cranial fractures, and he's a pit bull also. So they wanted to bring him to a place where he could rehabilitate and kind of find his forever and be taken care of. So they called on us, and he's here with us, and he's just perfect, man. His demeanor, his attitude towards everything, his ability to receive and reciprocate love is unbelievable considering what he's been through. So he's yeah, he's here just killing it.
Yeah, we've met him. He's beautiful and really remarkable for what he's been through to be so just peaceful and open to all of us that he's never met.
His dad killed 7 dogs. They dug up 7 dogs, did a number of interviews in his neighborhood, and they put together this whole dossier on this man, and were able to prosecute him. And Bubba's the only one that survived, but you would never know that he was anything but loved all of his life.
Real quickly, what has doing all this taught you?
Oh man, as a man in recovery, I have always felt it difficult to be present in the moment, to take it easy on myself, to love myself. When you discover who you are as you recover from alcoholism and drug addiction, you discover what your faults are. You have to be rigorously honest with yourself and identify what things you need to change about yourself, or what things you can make better about yourself. And one of those things is to take it easy on myself, to love me and to be okay with me. I have a really hard time doing that just myself. I have a kind of man in the mirror complex, where I look in the mirror and I don't necessarily like what I see. And the dogs help me to really be present in that moment, appreciate myself, love myself, and also not take things so personally. You know, they are always in the moment, always focused on the next second, not the next hour, not the next day or what's happened previously. They don't hold grudges, and it's taught me a lot, man. It's taught me a whole way to live.
Well, we certainly learn a lot from you and all that your organization is doing. And we want to say thank you for everything you're doing.
You got it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, man.